Hi, Mum.
Are you all right?
I know.
No news? Police haven't been in touch today.
They said they'd phone if there was some news.
They'll find them.
Oh, Mum, it's been days. Just think of the thousands going abroad this time of year. How they're going to spot them. It's just another kid with its mum. They could be anywhere.
Mended it then?
Yeah. Wasn't much wrong with it.
So what time do we need to be at the airport? Right. And I will get a reduction for a child, won't I? She's 3. Good. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good to see you, miss.
Hang on. Thank you.
Bin. Click.
She said I wasn't ambitious. Said she couldn't bear the thought of spending the rest of her life here in Emmerdale. She said she loved us, but not enough to make that kind of sacrifice. So, I brought up Alice by myself. Everybody says what a good job I've done. They all agree she's better off with me. The judge, the welfare officer, everyone. Maybe if I'd have gone with her in the first place, we might have still been together now, Mum. The 3 of us, like a normal family.
Nick, you made your choice for Alice's sake. You wanted her to grow up here in the country.
And look what it's condemned her to. Being squabbled over by her parents, passed around like a human parcel. If we'd have gone to Leeds with Elsa 3 years ago, none of this would have happened. No bickering, no disputes over custody. Some example we're setting.
Love, there's no point in dredging all this up now. You and Elsa would not have been happy staying together for Alice's sake. And what kind of an example would it be for her? Growing up in a house where her parents despised each other. Believe me, love, it wouldn't have worked.
But I'd still have had Alice, Mum. Oh, God, it hurts. It's just a price you've got to pay for loving your kid, eh?
Oh, don't, love.
What are they doing? Why don't they just phone? If she's gone abroad with her...
She won't get that far, Nick. The police will find her.
Well, I've got to do something.
What can you do?
Look for her myself.
This is fun, isn't it? It's like having a picnic indoors.
Dad takes me to picnics sometimes.
How would you like to go for a ride on an aeroplane?
Can Daddy come with us too?
No, Daddy's got to work. It's a long, long way away and it'll take a long time to get there. But when we arrive, it'll be lovely, sunny and warm.
Very cheerful this afternoon. Not much sense in being anything else. Folks waiting to see him in there need a bit of cheering up. Goodness knows what he's going to find wrong with them. Eat, Seth.
You're not feeling well, Seth?
Me? Oh no, I'm all right. Just popped in to see Betty. Warms me heart to see her at work. A domestic athlete at the peak of her game.
No need to ask why you're here.
Oh, it's just one of these summer bugs, I think.
Oh, they're the worst.
Oh, Betty, a word.
Just about to send 2 choice cobwebs to the Doom, and then I've done in here, Mrs. McAllister.
Now, I've made a list of the jobs that need doing.
Oh, let's have a look.
The order in which I think you should do them.
Now, I always do bedrooms last, Mrs. M, otherwise I'm crippled by the dust for the rest of the session.
Yes, but it might be best if you start there and perhaps do this room later when it's empty.
No, I did say I wouldn't do lad's bedroom.
I know, but I thought you might just have a little go at it once a week.
Cleaned up after young men before. Some of the things I've found is nobody's business.
Thank you, Mrs. Perkins.
Oh, you're still not feeling well, Mrs. Perkins. I thought you were looking peaky. I said to Seth, didn't I?
Ah, you did.
I thought you were going to change her rota.
I've opened negotiations, darling. Mrs. Eggleton and I are still talking.
Right. Right, who's next then? Thank you.
Oh, sorry, I thought I was first.
It is. She was here before you, love. You could do with one of those gizmos like they have at supermarkets.
It is due now.
Where were we?
About to dispatch them cobwebs. We'll talk about rota later, eh?
Any more sightings of the beast?
Oh, no.
Oh, claw marks at Doctor's baking, I heard.
Mm.
He didn't eat it then?
No.
Oh, never known bees leave a loaf before.
Well, anything's better than eating it, Seth.
What should we do about Reggie's will?
Start calling Scott sir?
Oh, be serious!
I am. He's going to be worth a lot of money when he's 25.
Unless...
What?
Well, we could get divorced. I could remarry and we could get the £30,000.
Oh, that's nice. I'll give you the best years of my life. Well, some of them. And then you just want to...
I said remarry.
What, you mean me?
Oh, who else?
You cunning little Vivian, you.
Well, it doesn't say I can't in the will. It just says it's to be used to cover the expenses of the wedding. So we get a quickie divorce.
Followed by a quickie wedding.
As long as you behave yourself.
What do you mean?
Well, once we're divorced, the world is my oyster.
You wouldn't.
No, of course I wouldn't. If you behaved yourself.
Can I get you something?
No, I just wanted a word about Elsa.
Has there been any news?
No, nothing.
Oh, Nick. He must be beside himself.
He's devastated.
Yeah, well, so would I be.
He's gone to Leeds looking for them, to Elsa's flat.
They're not going to be there.
I know that, and so does he, but he's in such a state he can't just sit about doing nothing.
I really wish I could help.
He's terrified that she's going to take Alice to join Michael. Have you any idea where he is?
I'd be the last person to know that. Let's put it this way. I don't foresee getting a Christmas card from him this year.
Poor Nick.
I really do wish I could be of more use. Can I get you something? A cup of tea, coffee, a drink?
It's a bit early for a drink, but a cup of tea would be very nice, thank you.
One cup of tea coming up. You sit down there. Relax.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, what did he say?
Oh, one of those summer bugs.
And you come all this way to hear that?
No, never mind. It's giving me something for my throat.
Antibiotics, I'll be bound.
I suppose.
Seems all wrong to me.
What does?
Well, they didn't have antibiotics hundreds of years ago.
No, folk just did.
They used what nature provided. Some of us still do.
And what did nature provide for this?
Well, I'll tell you what I always use, shall I?
Yes, please do.
Oh, sorry, Doctor.
No, go on. What do you use? I'm interested.
Oh. Well, I get some sage leaves, chop 'em up good and fine, steep 'em in boiling water for about 10 minutes, dash of vinegar and just sip the juice. Occasionally you can have a little gargle with it. It's very soothing.
What on earth does it taste like?
Vile. My mother used to make us take it.
It works. Take about half a cup at a time, but no more than 2 cups in one day, mind.
Right. Well, what do you think?
Well, it's worth trying, but as a supplementary measure to the prescription I've given you.
Well, there's plenty of sage in our herb garden.
Oh, let me know what it tastes like. I'm interested in these country remedies.
Oh, I'd be very happy to tell you some more, Doctor.
I shall hold you to that, Betty.
Well, if you can't get sage leaves, thyme is a very
But
good...
not now, thanks. Mrs. Bisbom, it is your turn now, please.
Hey, good luck with the sage leaves, Mrs. Tate.
Well, we all have our own ways of dealing with grief. The memorial garden is my way of making public the grief that I still feel for Elizabeth. And I hope as a reminder to us all for what we lost last Christmas.
I'm sure it will be, Eric. I'm sorry I'm going to have to go. I'm helping out at the wool pack. I'm better when I'm doing something. It always feels odd coming here. It's hard to imagine I lived here once with my family.
If you ever need a sympathetic ear, anytime.
Thank you.
In fact, I was hoping you'd care to join me for supper one evening. Once the family problems were solved, of course.
Yes, I'd like that very much indeed.
Good. And I hope you'll keep me informed about Alice. I know it's none of my business, but I've grown rather fond of the little lass, not having any children of my own.
I will, Eric, and thank you. Bye.
Bye.
There, let me have a look at you. Oh, you do look lovely. I know. Let's play a game. If somebody asks you what your name is, say Darren. Can you say that? Go on.
Darren.
Good girl.
When are we going on the airplane?
Oh, not for a few days just yet. We've got to stay here a while.
Why?
Well, it's another game, really. Bit like hide and seek. We've got to stay here very quietly for another few days, and if no one finds us, then we can go on the aeroplane. What's your name?
Darren.
Well done. Clever girl.
Hello? Look, we need the money. And Reg owes me for what he did. I'm going to ring his solicitors and say I'm starting proceedings against you immediately.
All right, if that's how you feel, go for it.
Sure?
If you are.
Right. I'll do it now.
Well, go on then.
Right.
I'll see you later in the woolpack. I've got a little surprise to show you.
Oh, good. I like surprises. Vic! We are doing the right thing.
Go for it, Vivi.
Right.
We agreed about the lads' bedrooms too, but you're still trying to persuade me to do it.
Well, perhaps we can do a deal. The lavatory for Luke's bedroom.
That's not a deal. Toilet were never on table to start with.
All right. I'll swap you Luke's bedroom for the ironing.
Now that is tempting. What with my back and all.
Oh, you got a bad back, Betty.
Martyr to it, Doctor.
I thought you'd have found a natural cure. Dandelion poultice or the skin of a hedgehog strapped to your spine. Betty was regaling us with her natural cures earlier.
I know of no cure for a bad back. The problem's all caused by nosiness.
Is it?
Well, mankind were too keen to get up on his back legs. He wanted to get a better look at the world, and he learnt to stand. Spine's designed to work horizontally, not t'other way up, eh, Doctor?
Well, that's one theory, Betty.
Anyway, you start with the bedrooms, do the bathroom...
But not the toilet. Sorry.
The sitting room, the kitchen, and finally the waiting room, when it's empty.
I shall miss your pearls of wisdom, Betty.
Will you? Oh, well, in that case, we'd better leave things as they are. I'll do lounge.
Jessica and Biff are... Haven't you got house calls to make?
Yes, I'm just on my way.
Well, why don't you make them and leave Betty to me?
Don't mind me, just going to run the vacuum over the floor.
I better go. I've got to get up to the Heritage Farm later.
Oh, OK.
Not driving you out, Emma?
Oh,
No.
No, we were just leaving.
Where are we going now?
Well, Kim Tate wants to see me.
What for?
Well, probably can't keep her hands off me. I mean, the sight of me rippling, sun-kissed body around the place has finally driven her wild.
Oh, in your dreams, if anyone's rippling, sun-kissed body's going to drive her wild, it'll be Sven's. And who can blame her?
Well, she might be after a younger man. After all, Frank's no spring chicken.
Are you serious?
Well, what's he got that I haven't got?
You mean apart from charm, taste, money, power?
All right.
Anyway, there's another woman you should be thinking about.
Uh-huh. You?
Dolores. Well, Mum said she needs a job for the holidays, and well, maybe you could see if there's anything going on up there.
Okay. If there's time to talk. Ooh, I'll see you later.
Hi, Biff. We need to talk about your exam results.
Well done.
Nearly there, I think.
Nearly. Just that strip old Wally Eggleton had as pasture for that stupid horse of his. Delilah or something.
Samson, and the land now belongs to Wally's widow.
Will she sell?
Yeah, eventually. Leave it to me.
We've a few months on planning anyway. We'll pull it off when we're home, dry and very rich.
What do you think about staying on next year?
Sounds like you've already decided for me. Look, I don't know. Can't we just wait till we get the results through?
You used to have such a clear idea about what you wanted to do. Sixth form, university. Wasn't so long ago you were thinking of going to Aberdeen.
Oh, come on, Mum. You know very well that's off the agenda now.
Even if it hasn't worked out between you and Danny, there's no reason not to go on and further...
Look, there are other things in life worth aspiring to other than good exam results and the right university. You did say it had to be my decision.
Well, of course it does.
Well, then I'll think about it and let you know.
What will you say if they find out about this?
That I bought the plot to build a bigger place. Living in a small cottage at the moment. It's not a big leap to take.
You're sure now?
Yeah, of course I'm sure. I might want Betty Eggleton's strip for a garage, though.
Be careful. If the slightest hint of what's going on leaks out...
Jim, relax. Nobody's going to worry about what I'm up to. And Kim Tate is about to blight the landscape with her ski slope.
Aye. Couldn't have timed it better, could she?
Certainly couldn't. They'd be so wound up about that they won't even notice your scheme in the planning stage.
We hope. Still, it is a good smoke screen, isn't it?
Isn't it just?
And just as well. Because if it gets out I'm planning to use your parcel of land to build a prison, I'm stumped. So think on.
That's a belter, is that? You do a real job. Hey, Viv, have you seen that?
Shh. Surprise.
Where have you been? The kids will be starving.
They're fine. Uncle Joe's looking after them. Come on. Come and see this surprise.
Oh, no.
Come on.
Drink, man. Oh, no, Tal. I just saw Vic on my way past. Have you heard about the Beast's latest exploits?
Not the Beast of Beckindale again.
Afraid so. It's left its claw marks on Dr. McAllister's bread.
Well, it must have claws like razors. You could have used the last loaf of bait for knocking nails in. When did all this nonsense start up again?
The day the village changed its name. We've upset it.
It can't call itself Beast of Beckindale anymore.
No, it probably had to change its name to the Evil Emanation of Emmerdale. They didn't like it.
You seem to know a lot about this, lad.
Well, you know how these things get around.
Oh, I do, and I've got my own thoughts about origin of this creature.
Now, you're not going to tell me that a free-thinking man like you is prey to superstition?
No, but truth, as they say, is stranger than fiction. Thousands of years ago, this part of the world were inhabited by aurochs.
The what?
Aurochs, like a bull, but bigger, much bigger. Perhaps 6 feet from floor to shoulder, and weighing upwards 2 tons, so they say.
Yeah, but it's extinct, surely.
Well, maybe, but they said wild bulls were extinct. They've been plagued with them down in Kent.
Really?
That's all I'm saying is, there's stranger things in heaven and earth than are dreamt of in your philosophies, Biff.
You've got something up your sleeve, Seth Armstrong.
Yeah. What are you up to?
Well, shall we just say, I've cast myself in the role of an educationalist. I'm going to teach them lads a lesson.
Well, what you think?
We can't afford this, Vic.
We might be able to. Later, eh? I'm going to sell it in any case. Collector's item like this will get 3 or 4 grand at auction. So, Did you ring the solicitor?
Yeah.
What did he say?
Nothing.
Nothing?
I lost my nerve and I put the phone down.
You need a little counselling.
I need a large rum and coke.
It's shut, mate.
Sorry I'm late. It's Brian, isn't it?
Yeah. But you can call me Biff.
Is that some sort of honour?
What?
Being allowed to call you Biff?
You wanted to see me about something?
I've been thinking about you.
Have you? Well, here I am.
Yes, since you rescued Vic, it occurred to me you might just be the man I'm looking for.
Really?
Yeah, to help run the outdoor activities at the holiday park.
Oh. Oh, right.
Well, interested?
But you mean like climbing and that?
Climbing, potholing, hiking, whatever people want.
The shop always shut at this time.
No, usually, as long as the Heritage Farm's open, so's the shop. But Jack and Sarah are up to their eyes at the moment. The baby's been moved to Leeds. She's seriously ill.
Yeah, I heard.
So, no staff, no shop. Why, you're more interested in serving behind a counter?
Oh, no chance. I know someone who might be. A friend of mine, Dolores. Shall I tell her to give you a ring?
Well, it's the Sugden shop, but I'm sure they won't be bothered with all this at the moment. So, yeah, get her to ring me. Now, how about this job at the holiday park? You on?
Too right I am.
Good.
Now then, make sure you do a good job, Scott. You've got a starting role to play. I'll tell you about it later.
Talking to yourself, sir?
No, just having a word with a friend.
I'm sorry I bottled out.
Well, it's only money. That's right. Money's the root of all evil.
What do you mean?
Well, let's be honest, we're not setting the kids much of an example if we go through with it. I mean, what does it say for the sanctity of marriage if we're happy to go through this little charade for the sake of a few quid?
But it's more than a few quid, Vic. It's 30 grand. And the kids would benefit from it.
Well, they'd also benefit from seeing their mum and dad sticking to their principles.
I suppose so.
And there's things beyond price. Like our marriage. Like, love.
Oh, Vic.
Reg was Scott's dad, so it's only right he should get the money in the end.
Yeah, you're right.
Anyway, there's still the safety deposit box. We can go down to London, see what's inside it.
Do you think we should?
Yeah. Be a fun day out. We'll take the kids with us. Your Lucy will look after them.
What do you think's in there?
Well, Reg was such an old tea leaf, it could be anything. From the original FA Cup to Hitler's hoard of gold. Yeah, raise your glass. Here's to you and me and the triumph of love over greed.
So, when are we going then?
Tomorrow.